I didn't know whether anybody... Oh, is this one person here? Hello, one person. How are you? Welcome to the show. Welcome. There's some way to go. There's going to be at least another 25 minutes and maybe even more. If you can stand that, then that's good for you, because not a lot of people can. Thank you very much, person that's come into the room. Into the room. Not out of the room, into the room. Yeah, so... Oh, my goodness me. I just ran into the room, went, no, it's 7 o'clock. So I'm all a bit frantic and fraught, which is possibly my normal state, the state that I am sort of at. Whereas most people are like flat. I'm just like, no, that's just my normal, what I'm usually at. I find that the best thing to do in life is not prepare, just do it. Whatever you want to do, just do it. And I've lost the person that was here. That's all right. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. If everyone goes, I don't care. I'm going to just do it anyway. There's one person back again. Hello, one person. How are you? It could be two, but what do I know? Are you going to stay for the whole thing? Answer me, please. Are you? No, because you've gone already. You've gone already. I should have expected that. But yesterday it said that I had no people, and then it said I had one person, but they released more people, so it doesn't really tell me anything. So I've just got to accept that. If I just keep going, then everybody will go anyway if they come in the room. And that's just what I have to accept. It's just a way of life and nobody cares. That's fine. It suddenly got really sweaty in here and hot. Hello? It's just you. It doesn't say that you're even there though. It says there's nobody there, but there's one person there. You're definitely a person, unless you're a figment of my imagination, which is very possible because it's not showing up as having you there. So that's just what I have to deal with now. Everyone in my life is imaginary. It's just something that you have to cope with when you get to a certain age. Cause you have to realise that nobody exists and everybody you think exists is just a fish. They're fish. Imaginary fish. Fish don't exist either. You think they do, you think they've got bones though. They've got bones though. They must exist cause they've got bones though. But that is just an imaginary bone. It's very hot. Yes, it's very hot. And you're not showing up, no you're not. It wasn't hot until about 10 minutes ago. And now it's really hot in here and I don't know why, I don't know why. You should open a window. I'm on the main road so that's not practical. But you should open a window. Thunderstorms, wow. Thunderstorms forecast or they already happened? Yeah, so I've been carrying on doing the TikTok today. I was just like, I can't think of anything. I honestly can't think of anything. It's already open, just open it a bit more. Open the window, open the window, open the window, open the window. Open up the window if you need some more air. Cause that's what it's there for. And also the light. It lets through the light and the air. But as I said, we're all just imaginary. Oh, it's showing one person up. Does that mean there's more than one person? Or does that mean you've shown up at last? Will-o'-the-wisp. So, I hope everyone's had a splendid day. Or if it's early in the morning for you when you're watching it. Or middle of the day. I hope whatever part of the day or night or evening you have had has been a splendid one. A splendid one for you. Because that's all you can hope for, really. So, yes, this is... don't know whether I've scheduled more than 4. Definitely I've got a show today, and then I've got a guest show and a show tomorrow, and then the same thing on Friday, possibly, but going by the last 2 Fridays, that might get cancelled. And then I've got a final guest show on Sunday. I don't think I've got any shows on Saturday at all, and then probably my 8 o'clock show on Sunday. And that is what is going to happen. And like I said, I've run out of things to say on TikTok. So TikTok, you only need like 5 seconds of material. Here, you need loads. So if I've run out for the 5-second platform, absolutely run out here. Absolutely nothing left in me, as if there was to start with. But the whole premise of tell me what you want from a show, and I think that the general consensus was we don't really want anything. So that's just fine. Before it started, it says, oh no, I've done it wrong. That's probably what, because I just before it, I scheduled, I was trying to get it at 0. I must have done it wrong. What a shame. That's all right. Hopefully somebody will turn up. I wonder if it says schedule for that now. Oh no, I'm going to look on my... Yeah, so bear with me. So what have you been up to today, my audience that I have got, that I know? Have you been doing anything like gardening? Or do you count? Of course you count, but I'm just checking to see whether anyone else is going to come. But you are showing up as being there now. So if I go into YouTube and see what happens, we shall see what I have done. What a silly Billy I am. And look at it. Look at it. YouTube, what is it you want? It's one watching, and it says, it says it's running now. So, you're not really done anything today. Oh, that's a shame. But, you could do something already. You could go for a walk or sail on the river. Is there a river? There is a river. You could make a little makeshift raft and drag it down to the river. It's a stream really, the nearest river, and just see how far it goes. See how far it takes you. See if it goes into the Thames, and you go underground and see what the underground world looks like, because they've put the Thames, all the different tributaries, they've buried. It's a brook, but it's sort of a river. A brook, a river, a stream. It all feeds into each other, and it feeds into another brook, and then they join up, and I think it gets a little bit wider in as you keep going. I can't change this now, so if nobody comes, that's fine. It's just the way it is. I mean, you're here. Obviously, you're not nobody. Obviously. You know that, though. Don't have to keep telling you exist, because if you know that you exist, then you exist, and that's all there is to it. That is all you need for sentience. But you've got no guarantee that I exist, and I've got no guarantee that you exist, and all of us have to go through this life knowing it might not be real, and nobody here is real. But if you start questioning it, they will get really angry at you, even though they don't exist probably, but they do exist because they think they do. If you think you do, you do. I think, therefore, I am, as many people have said, Jean-Paul Sartre, but also other people in history. Yeah, know thyself, very similar thing. You just have to realise this, don't you? You're the only person who's talking. Oh, am I? Oh, that's very sad. Surely somebody else was talking to me. You should get a milkman. If you get a milkman, you can get milk and a man talking to you. Or there might be a milk woman or a non-binary milk person. You don't even have to get milk from them. You can get some sort of milk substitute, or some orange juice, or some apple juice, or some eggs if you like eggs. And if you don't like any of that stuff, you can order some pegs, because they might sell those, I don't know. They probably don't though. They probably don't sell pegs. Milk delivery people. They used to be well known for having the electric vehicles, and that was very good, but they took a long time. My parents used to have, it was a milk woman actually that used to come and deliver it in the little electric vehicle, but they've got a milk delivery now. It's not very environmentally friendly because they've stopped doing milk bottles, so they're plastic, and also they've got a little van that's clearly like a petrol van. Not sure what the point is anymore. Not environmentally friendly at all. They used to wash the milk, even a couple of months ago, wash the milk bottles out, but now it's just terrible. And I don't drink milk anyway, because I don't like it. You know my thoughts on milk. It is just sort of sweat from a cow. That's all it is. Sort of, in that bodily fluids are all the same, no matter where they come from. When you just come down to it, that's all that they are. You can make that, but that's even worse, because if you've fermented the bodily fluids, then you've made something even worse, because it's just been hanging about for an age, and you've got bacteria in it, and fungus in it, and all sorts of stuff that's supposedly good for you. Lots of things that might help you, but might not. It's got healthy, good bacteria, but it's also got very, very bad bacteria, and which is the one that will get you in the end, you don't know. So you got to be careful. But if you like it, that's all there is to it. Not that I want to put anyone off their milkshakes, but because they might, like, if you're lonely, bring all the milkmen into the yard. But their milk is much better than yours, because they've got a van and they can deliver it. But they don't have the bottles anymore, so maybe it's not better. Anyway, Elise, I thought she was a good person, but I've been on TikTok, heard several of her other songs that aren't the milkshake song, and they've got problematic, I'm not going to lie, they've got problematic lyrics. Even if you don't think one way about them, they've got other problems. Not that, I mean, she's older and wiser probably, and probably got different feelings on the older things that she wrote. But still a bit of a problem to some of them. Not the milkshake song, even though I don't like milk. If you want to get all the boys in the yard, that's completely up to you. Why not? It's a bit exclusionary. What about the other people that are boys, or don't identify as boys? Are they not allowed milkshakes? I don't like milkshakes anyway, so it doesn't really affect me, I suppose. Yeah. You just get who you want in your yard, and that's fine, I suppose. What am I supposed to say about that? Anyway, so we've had weather. It's been so dark and horrible, and it's already dark at night, and you wake up and it's horrible. It's like, I know that it was way too hot in the couple of days that there were heat waves, but at least it was bright and sunny. I haven't gone out in it, obviously, because it's horrible. It's rained so much that probably the dried up riverbed is filled up again. I need to go and look to have it. But it's been raining so much, I didn't want to go out in the rain to see it. Rain. And get all wet and just like miserable. That's it. So I'm going to try and get out and about a little bit more when I get back to London, and try and take some more walks, and maybe try and go to interesting places in London. If anybody wants to tell me where they, there might be somewhere in London that you really want to see. There's been hardly any rain there. Ooh. Just fill the pond with some water. But if anybody that's watching this, obviously Ollie, you're the only person at the moment, but if anybody watches this on replay and they want me to go anywhere in London, is there anywhere you want to go and visit in London, Ollie? Is there somewhere that you've been, even though you've lived there your entire life more or less, is there anywhere you've never been? Have you been to see the Queen? She's living in Windsor now, so she can't be seen in London, so that's not practical. And they've all moved to Windsor now, haven't they? Even William and Kate, they've gone to Windsor too. Everybody's buggered off from London, except the people in the zoo. Who are the people in the zoo? You've been up and down the brook. Wow, that's quite exciting. The brook. Dollis Brook, isn't it? Dollis Brook. And there's another brook that's a little bit Brooklyn Brook. No, there's another brook that feeds into it. We could go there and walk to see where it goes. Keep walking until you meet the place where it joins. Mutton Brook. That's exactly right. Mutton Brook. I should know that because the school that I worked in used to look at that brook as a geography project. Geography project of the brook. Look how the brook feeds into the other brook and goes to Brent Cross. And Brent Cross is a horrible place to be, but it probably used to be lovely, lovely when it had. No, but now it's all just concretey. I think there are plans to develop it and make it nicer. Who even knows whether we'll live there then? We might be too old, or not exist at all, or live somewhere else like Jupiter. Can you even live on Jupiter? Probably not. The atmosphere would make it very unlikely that you could. Nobody can live on Jupiter. Nobody at all. Exactly, it's quite interesting. There's a series of little parks. Oh, so you've been really far afield. My goodness me. Lots of places you've been. We should go for walks and film the walks and put them up on all the platforms. Look at the walks and be very excited by the walks. Are there pondy things? Pondy things in the mutton brooks and things? Have you seen lots of little fishies and water boatmen? Is that what they're called? Kingfishers? Did you? Yes, you did. But I didn't look at it in detail. I thought that you'd gone a different way. I didn't look at it in detail. I saw that you'd done a circular route, but I saw that you'd gone towards North Finchley. But you were telling me that you didn't now. So I need to look at it again. And then I will know. It just looked like a map. It had no distinguishing marks except it was a big circle that you went on. You went on a big circular walk. And I didn't know anything about it. So this is... Yeah, I think what has happened is I've set this to the wrong time, which is most unfortunate. Oh, dearie me. That was a motorbike. I thought it was thunder in the night, and it wasn't thunder in the night. Yeah. Oh my goodness me. So the show I had earlier on, I had Chuckaway Billy, who said he hasn't been out of the house for 3 years, and I also had Rick Volta, who's been all around the place, and he went to the Eurovision Song Contest, and he's also been to like Holland and Poland and everywhere. So they've like, I mean, it's not been everywhere in the world. That's a lot of places to go compared to not going anywhere. I'm sort of in between. I've been up the road and down the road and to Wales and back. So, and you've been places too. But we could go further afield, go on a big jolly, get everyone we know, and hire a minibus and go on a huge tour and have a big load of people going on a tour, and it would be like summer holiday, but it wouldn't be summer anymore because the summer is over, very over, which is very sad. We get a big tour bus and just travel everywhere. That would be fun, wouldn't it? Especially if you get a passport. If you get a passport, and then we can go all around the world and have a lovely time. That would be fun. It's probably not going to happen. We should just go to Dollis Brook and see that, and the viaduct. Viaduct has got the train on it. Yeah, it's exciting. I don't know what there is in the area. I don't know what there is in London anymore. I've just lost track of things. Like I was looking over all the videos I've made of places in London. Like there's a little garden, like a garden that's got a grey ghostly lady that's right next to St Paul's. And we didn't see a grey ghostly lady, but we did go there. And there's other things. There's like little tiny places. Have fun travelling. You're invited. Of course you're invited. It's a tour bus. You have to come as well. And everyone we know. So you have to invite several people too. So we can all go on a great big journey around the place. Everybody is welcome, obviously. And we can have a little campfire, but not at the moment because I suppose it's quite wet. We don't want to set fire to anything because that's not a good thing to do. That would be a very bad thing to do. But we could have like a camping stove. Like you can get like ones that you can have, and then you can put little sticks in them, and then you can cook baked beans or something on top of them. That would be exciting. Yeah, we could be nomads, nomads we shall be. That would be fun. Yeah, we should be nomads. Who's a nomad? Nobody's a nomad. Talking of which, I think it's time for some Vardaria in absence of anything else. Any particular one that you want to hear? People that are here now? It's 2 people that have commented and it says 0 still. So I know that there's 2 people there. At least 2 people, but nobody's talking to me. So alright then, Vardaria is in the absence of anything else. Obviously the remix of it. It might not sound like the original because it was the remix that they released a couple of years afterwards. It was produced by George Martin. So yeah, so anything else, like if you can translate the title into English for me, and then I can translate it back to the language that Vardaria used, which still doesn't have a name because it's so old. It existed before humanity. Alright, well, nobody's going to tell me, so I'm going to just do one from the songbook. Yeah, very famous songs. Obviously, you could have sung along. I'm sure that you were all singing along, and just like the evocative lyrics were really, painting the pictures in your mind, because even though nobody these days, because Valderia have gone into hiding, nobody these days really can translate. A lot of the words are untranslatable, but it speaks to your soul deep down, wherever your soul is. I think it's there, obviously. It speaks to that part of you, that inner part of you, the inner, I was going to say inner child, more like an inner demon really, the inner thing, right deep down in the core, the deep down core. That's what it speaks to. I think you'll agree. So yeah, we're all gonna go on a holiday. Everyone here is invited. We are going to meet in the parkway and go for a ride. It will be so fun in the sun, fun in the sun, fun in the sun. Unless it rains, and then it won't be fun in the sun. It'll be fun in the rain. But we won't have fun because it'll really be grim, because we won't have any money, because we have abandoned all our responsibilities, and we won't have any way to have any fun because we won't have any money. We'll just basically be destitute, and we won't be able to have any baths because there are no baths on the tour bus, and we'll run out of petrol after the first day, so then we'll have to just hitch a lift or something. Everyone's invited anyway, though I haven't made it sound like an awful lot of fun, granted. But, you know, you make your own fun, don't you? You make your own fun, you make your own fun, you make your own fun, you make your own fun. Fun. Whether it's sunny or whether it's not sunny, whether it's cloudy or whether you just go out and go, there's nothing, this is nothing weather, there's nothing to see. And the reason there's nothing to see is we don't exist, really. Haha. We are all an illusion. We are a holograph. Or maybe a hologram. Is there a difference between a holograph and a hologram? I don't actually know which one we are. But we are just shadows on the wall. If we saw the real thing, we would be appalled. Not excited, we'd just be going, what is that? That's what we are. We were just shadows all along. Oh no. Was it Giles that used to have that every summer they would just have the crabs? I don't think it was Giles, but there was a cartoon strip in the Daily Mirror, so I don't think it was Giles, that they would every summer, instead of having the normal strip, which was fairly entertaining, although I can't remember what it was, they would just have crabs at the bottom of a pond, and the crabs would just like be looking up and just imagining things. The whole summer would just be crabs in a pond, and it was dull as dull could be, and they would just be musing about the nature of existence. And I would be, as a child, thinking, can you just get back to the normal cartoon or comic strip? It was one of those 3-panel comic strips they used to have. I don't know whether they have those in newspapers. It's a long time since I bought a newspaper. People that have newspapers, do they still have those? I think my grandfather used to have The Sun, and they had George and somebody who were like a married couple that sometimes she'd wear a bikini, I think, and they just have sort of middle-aged adventures. And there was one called Jane, which I think had been run since the Second World War, which was basically Jane would lose her clothes at a certain point. Most of these comic strips were an excuse for a lady to lose her clothes, except for Andy Capp, because Andy Capp's wife pretty much never lost her clothes. She would just be wearing a sort of wrap over apron, which is very much like the wrap over apron that my grandmother used to always wear. I think it must be a certain generation. Don't know whether you can buy them anymore, but Hilda Ogden. If you look up Hilda Ogden, you can see the sort of wrap over apron it was. I don't know what Andy Capp's wife was called. Was she called Ethel? Flo, something like that. Flo, that sounds right. Anyway, I don't know whether they still run. And then there would be Giles, which I think was in the Daily Express, and yeah, I think your gran used to wear it. I think everyone's gran used to wear one. I think unless your gran was like pre-1920 or after 1990, then your gran, I mean even in the 1990s if your gran was old enough. But modern day gran, I mean my mother is a grandmother and I've never seen her wear one. So she's not my grandmother, obviously. Maybe that's it. If it's you don't see it, only the grandchildren see it. That's it. It's an illusionary. That's why you don't see old ladies that look like old ladies anymore, because they only look like that in the eyes of a tiny child. Like the tiny child looks up, and that's what their grandmother looks like, no matter what. Even if they're Joan Collins or somebody glamorous, that is what your grandmother will look like if you're a tiny child. The mystery is solved. Absolutely, the mystery. I think it's probably a British thing. I can't see anybody else's grandmothers from other cultures. They've got their very own grandmother archetypes that they, when they're a tiny child, see in their grandmothers. I don't know. It depends where you're from, I suppose. Anyway, I'm just going to wind that up now that I've blown open the mystery of why grandmothers always looked like that. I think they have got given away. Yeah, maybe the Giles. Oh yeah, Giles. My grandfather used to have so many Giles annuals. They were good, and the granny and everything. But yeah, I don't know whether they do them anymore. Oh well. We shall never know, because I'm not planning on buying any standard tabloid type newspapers anytime soon if I can help it. I will see you anyway. I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll have a show in the morning which I've got guests at, hopefully, and then I'll keep going with that. And I'll see you tomorrow, and have a lovely rest of the day if there's any day left. Bye bye, talk soon.